And we're going to have a look at the latest from Acenda. So this is a really interesting piece that I'm really keen to get both Andy and Mikey's view on. So let's have a look at the latest from Acenda.
Confidence comes from the inside. But sometimes we need a little outside help. Acenda Life. Protecting Australians' confidence in retirement.
Andy, is this something you'd be proud to produce from your shop?
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm always going to look for the positives, right? And when I think about this, there's some beautiful production values in. What I found difficult as I was considering this ad was zooming into what do I want to talk about it, because it's a little bit vanilla for me.
Yeah.
I think one thing you should always try and do as a creative and as a storyteller is bring your audience in and make it about the audience, not the brand, if you can. I really believe that. I think this does an okay job of that with that POV treatment. I think that's a good way of just, hey, I'm there in the picture, I'm there in the moment. It does feel though a little bit cliche and a little bit like stuff we've seen for years and years and years before. Yeah. So it doesn't cut through for me. I like it, I can appreciate it. I think again, the media strategy or budget is good. I'm seeing plenty of out of home around this. So it's visible in market. I like that. I like this idea of it's confidence when you're in these moments, but I don't know, doesn't blow me away.
Interesting. Mikey?
Yeah, I looked at it, I did the overnight test where I came in and thought about the brands after looking at it, and I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah.
I had no idea about it. I could put any logo at the end of that. 15 seconds is a tough thing to get those complex emotions about serious things in life, about external help. They're kind of the themes that I got from it. Very tough in 15 seconds. Yeah, nothing about it stood forward other than nicely shot and...
Yeah, and this is where it'd be really interesting to look at the brief. Like most of these companies typically, this feels like their first foray into any large or sizable or above the line. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure, but that's what it feels like, and it feels like dipping their toe in. What my fear would be is they've spent some money and it doesn't transpire to runs on the scoreboard, so they run away from it. And this is where I'd go, it's not necessarily what you've implemented. It's very safe, so no one's going to get fired over doing it. Yeah. But you actually need to have some edge or something different. It feels like the edge in this was actually that first person, which I personally find kind of weird because I don't watch anything like that or first person. It gets attention, but it actually is a bit of an aversion because it's not how you're used to consuming any media, but it gets attention. So it's kind of like that's the hero of the ad rather than what you do.
That's fascinating because I think I watch a lot of POV, whether it's mountain biking, car driving, all sorts of stuff. So that to me was kind of the hook. And actually, when you look at the other executions in this campaign, it becomes a kind of a visual mnemonic in a way, right? Where it becomes recognizable over time. So perhaps it may be that with enough exposure to this across various platforms, various mediums, it might start to mean something. But I think if you're Acenda, you got to hit me hard from the get-go. Totally. And I don't think you can wait for me to have the slow build in terms of brand recognition.
Well, you can't. And that's where I go. The missed opportunity is it's nothing about Acenda. It's any ad. It's Acenda billboard at the end. And this is where I'd go from and we've seen several that have used audio incredibly well. Have integrated video, more so their brand name into the actual asset. Or they've said, here's what we do differently and we're better. And when you're looking at a comparator against other funds or institutions, why you choose us, none of it's there, which is why I go, it's very safe, but it won't. No. It won't and if drive commercial outcomes.
Yeah, and if you've got a 15-seconder, you'd need 30 to kind of tell that story for me to understand what the idea of outside help would be or the sort of the sub-stories. They've got a missed opportunity with a name that's not easy to remember.
We need the Affleck duck.
But that's where I go. It actually reminds me of the Affleck duck. Because it's a name that's not really easy.
That's it.
But how do you make it hero? And that becomes...
Use a koala. Or,
Wow.
sheeps have been done, haven't they?
Yeah,
I think.
they-
What have we got left?
Yeah, bugger.
Gents, thanks for coming on today's show. This is the Science of Advertising show. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Jonathan Rolley. Until next time.